All right, I don't know if this is salvageable. I got some more stuff, and I opened them already, and the sound was off. I thought it would be worth sharing the experience. Here we got a stack of stuff here from tcgplayer.com. I had a couple goals in mind. What I wanted to do was get some of the cards from the games that I don't play and just take a look. Have some sort of first impression and see what's here. Okay, now this is understanding that these are games I don't play, and I usually play in a closed ecosystem. So, for example, I've got Card Fight Vanguard cards here. I've never played Card Fight Vanguard, and since my son doesn't play it either, these are probably not going to get played with. But I got a few of the cards just to see what it's like. For instance, this is let's see. This is the first time I had ever seen this. I looked at the cards on TCG Player. I got some of the ones that were 2 to 3 cents or whatever. But I had never seen the back. I only knew it from looking at TCG Player. So, a couple of things. The cards are really cool looking. I mean, the anime art style. These are not the old paintings of the original Magic the Gathering, which is, in my opinion, the best trading cards that there ever were. However, the fact that it's an anime art style sets it apart from what Magic the Gathering is. And also the borderless art, I think, looks really sweet. So these are sweet looking cards. Also, something I'm noticing about picking these out, there's no I couldn't find any resource cards. I don't know how this game works yet, but Magic the Gathering has its land cards. Pokemon has its energy cards. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Has nothing like that, which is something that makes that game appeal to me. I didn't see anything like that while shopping for Card Fight Vanguard cards. Come into focus, please. Focus! There we go. So this is the small sampling of Card Fight Vanguard. I haven't looked up how to play this game or what these really are. I just wanted to try some, Before I was into Magic the Gathering, I saw kids playing it, and I wrote it off as not something I would be interested in. If I had tried it in those days, I was 10 years old. That would have been 1994. I probably could have gotten... I think Alpha was probably done with already, but I probably could have got in on some ground level stuff, some beta or something. Who knows? And I also got some Pokemon cards. I played Pokemon back in the day. I did play this in the late 90s, early 2000s. But I remember playing it. I remember only sitting down with it one time, and I don't remember what happened to the original cards I had. They're just gone. It's like a lot of the stuff when I was, 16, 17 years old. Now I'm in my 20s. They're gone. All right, let's take a look. So, the Clefable, I had to get this one for my daughter. She's 4. It's pink and shiny. I know she's going to be all about it. So this game I'm a little bit more familiar with, given that I played the Game Boy Color game quite a bit. So the Game Boy Color game, as well as my familiarity with the Pokemon video game franchise, I feel like I could have more fun with this. My son, he doesn't play Pokemon, but all his friends at school, he told me, do. So what I'm thinking is I'll do this a couple more times, and then if he wants to play with his friends, I can just be like, hey man, now you got a stack of Pokemon cards you can start with. It's not much. There's nothing in here that's worth anything, any more than a couple cents, but enough to sit with your friends and play the game, which is really all you need to do. So those were my trying new games. I also ordered like a deck's worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but unfortunately the dealer that I ordered it from ended up having to cancel the order, which was a major drag. It was one of those deals where I picked out 40 singles or whatever it was, and then there were so many of them that they didn't have that it dropped the total order number below the minimum, and they had to cancel the order. So that's a drag. What else I ordered was this. Nope. I didn't even get that on camera, did I? I just lifted up a stack of cards, hit the mic stand, and dropped them everywhere. All right, I think I'm good. These are not from a game I'm not familiar with. These are just more Magic the Gathering cards. But you can look at the back of this. You can see how beat up this is. What I'm doing with my Magic the Gathering cards is buying revised, mostly revised, and a little 4th edition. And the reason why is because these cards have the original artwork. They got the original artwork, but they're in a sweet spot where they're also not super expensive. It's really alpha, beta, unlimited. That's where the money. Alpha, beta, and is where the money is, and then unlimited. I have no idea if that's expensive or not. I assume it is. But revised is obtainable in a lot of instances. So what I've got here, we're gonna give the camera just a minute to focus because I have the really terrible autofocus on. These are a bunch of commons. Anything that I could get for really cheap. And a lot of these are in pretty rough shape because that's how it goes. Fog was surprisingly expensive. Giant Growth. Look at that. You remember that old Giant Growth? Yes, you do. Guardian Angel. Yeah, you're not going to see that card now, are you? No, you won't. Holy Strength. Howl from Beyond. Again, by no means expensive. Iron Star. Paralyze. What is this? Pearled Unicorn. Oh, yeah, I got a couple of those. But for me, it's like baseball cards. I want to put together a sheeted book with as many of these. What is this? Pure Lace. I didn't know this card from back then. Regeneration, I knew. I had a few of this one, and it would make my brothers upset. Rod of Ruin, I remember, but I never got a hold of. Scrib Sprites. I used that one. I used to play that one because I loved my flying creatures. How do you say that? Shenandoah Dryads? I don't know, the Dryads, whatever. And that's it. So a few more cards for my revised, etc. And then 2 modern Magic cards too. One is the Short Sword, which is very common. And I had a very specific reason why I ordered that card, but now I can't remember what it was. It's like I was building a deck that used the Short Sword, and I only had 3 of them. So that's for a specific deck. This one's for my son. I got another Partic Wanderer. He's 8 years old. He likes his big numbers. Come on, can we get a focus? There we go. And that's a 5/5 trampler. Look at that. 5/5 trampling artifact creature that you can put in any deck. Any deck. What 8-year-old wouldn't want as many of those as they could? Partic Wanderers, Eldrazi Devastators, big number artifact creatures. And there it is, guys. Being back in a Magic the Gathering has been a lot of fun. I'm kind of crossing my fingers and waiting for a Guilds of Ravnica to come out, which is one of the reasons why this channel is not seeing a lot of the stuff that you're seeing in regular Magic the Gathering fare. Right now, there's a lot of spoilers for Guilds of Ravnica. I'm kind of staying away from that. A lot of people were talking about this crazy set that you can only buy directly from the manufacturer for like $250, and there was some talk about what's happening with local game stores in this set. Oh my gosh, let me tell you how little interest I have in a $250 box of Magic the Gathering cards. Whoever it is they're targeting with that box, it ain't me, and it ain't anybody I know. So I think the local game stores are just fine on that one. $250. It just sounds like Magic the Gathering or Wizards of the Coast trying to artificially inflate the price of very specific cards. And we have seen what those cards look like, and no interest in these cards that only come in the $250 box. So yeah, I think we're fine on that one. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna buy more singles of some of these other games. I got some Yu-Gi-Oh cards coming in the mail. And I'll keep buying my old. Look at how old that is. Oh my gosh, that's so old. I'll keep buying my old Magic the Gathering cards, and I'm gonna keep having a good old time. And you know what? They can take that $250 box of cards that you can only get directly from the Wizards of the Coast website, and they can keep it. I'll see you guys next time on Hot Tea and MTG.